Okay, here we are. Sorry, I got an error on Periscope, and so it was probably silent for the first 15 seconds there. Okay, so the thing that I'm going to be focusing on this video is trying to get video sorted. Ironic. But yeah, first I just wanted to give you all a quick update on last time. So I didn't end up figuring out the text issue that I had, and I instead decided to go for a different strategy. So I discovered this package by Spatty. Surprise, surprise. So Spatsy, I don't know how to say the name of that now that I think about it. But anyway, they've got a package that basically allows me to create an image from a web page, and it's using something called Puppeteer in the background. And so the cool thing is, all I have to do is create this image. This is me kind of hacking away to create this web page here. And then what it does is it takes this web page and turns it into an image. And the cool thing about that is if I make this work with different sizes, I don't think it will yet because I haven't tested it. Oh, crap, it actually is. Yeah, so now, there's some things that I might have to fix up there. But now, as you can imagine, I could then make a website like that has text that's optimized for text like that, for example, if you want to have a post that's at that size. Or if it's like maybe the size for a YouTube video is something like this, but then a Twitter post is like a little bit shorter that way. And you can kind of like just make sure the web page works with all of those different scenarios. So that's really cool. It means that I could just write plain website stuff, and I'm actually using Quasar in the background. So this website, all the CSS helper classes, the ones that I'm used to are Quasar. So basically my cover images are literally going to be built with Quasar. How freaking cool is that? I think it's cool. All right. So anyway, I'm a little bit scatterbrained. It's early morning here. Twinker, not Twinker. What is it? Tinkerwell. Let's open up Tinkerwell, and I'll just quickly show you what I ended up finishing up. So if I come in here and I go to web, come on, web.php. You see here, if I go to templates cover image, then I return this view here. So basically this view is that web page that you see there. And so I've set it up so that it hits that web page in order to get the cover image. And that's the tool. It's called Browser Shot by Spatty. This is some weird thing I had to do to fix like some Linux related problems. Then you just set the window size. So I want a 1920 by 1080 image, and then I say where I want to save it. It's literally that simple. Like I can't believe how ridiculously easy that code is. So run that code. Give that a second to run. Do I have Docker up? Probably not. Should have probably prepared this before I jumped into the video, but I didn't. Oh, no, I got Docker running. All right. So what's the issue? Weird. All right. Let's have a little play here. First annoying problem of the day. All right. Let's see if it's working at all. Oh, there's this weird web word at the start there. I might have accidentally pasted that in there. It looks like it's running. And there we go. So I get null back. But now if I come over here, this is the image that was generated. Man, things are crashing all over the place. All right, let's just open up code again and see if it works. But there's I was going to say there's the image, but I do not see the image. Here we go. It's working this time. Let's just give it a second to load. Yeah, there we go. So that's the image that it generated. And then all I have to do is, in fact, let's do that now. Feed it a URL. I think I'll feed it like a URL string parameter where I say what the body text is and what episode number it is. So how about I do that now? Actually, I can't really push on until I've done that. So what's the best way to do this? Probably if I go into image template. Yeah, and then I'll go into the setup file. I've just done something kind of janky to begin with, but I'm going to have to sort of clean up the way I do this at some point. Basically, I want to pull in a query, the query string. So let's figure out how to do that in JavaScript. JavaScript, get query params. Then using those query params, I should be able to generate this image. I don't remember how to do any of this stuff. I always just Google it. There we go. So it looks like that gives me an object, and then I can get the params that way. Sweet, too easy. So let's say I'm not using the composition API. I can't remember why. There's some reason that I wasn't doing it here. Let's just say set up here. And so we should be able to get those. And then we'll quickly just do a console.log to see if we've got the params. And then we'll pass it through the description and the episode number. So we'll come back here. Exquisite this, zoom in so you can see that better. Right, no query params. So now I should be able to add, for example, title is equal to something. Yep, that worked. Oh. Something, and then, oh God, I can't remember how to do query params anymore. Description is equal to else. Let's just try that. I'm blatantly doing this wrong. I know I'm doing it wrong because it looks wrong. Question mark, whatever it is, and then equals. Question mark title equals that. I'll use the and symbol. And I usually get stuff to generate this myself, so I can't even remember anymore. So now what we need to do is we need to make it hit that endpoint with query parameters. But first, let's actually get them working. This shouldn't be rocket science. Should be able to say, for example, in fact, let's throw it here in data just to make it a bit easier. Set up. And then what I'll do is set the title via the query parameter. So this was just me playing around with different sizes, getting that all working. So I can get rid of all that now. And I can say params dot description. That should work. And then we want the title as sorry, the title and the description. We decided it wasn't a title, it was just description, and we'll call this here episode number. And then let's say that is params dot episode number. Give that a quick save. And now we just need to say description, the description, and then episode. How about we just say episode? Just simplify the query parameter. And that's going to be equal to something like, I don't know, 7. Copy that, press enter, length. All right, so it's not doing a good job yanking that out. How about we just log this to see that we've got what we need. Description and episode. Go to the end symbol. Yep. Okay, looks like I did all that right. So let's throw that one out and see what I get. So I get description and then the episode number, which is 7. So it looks like, okay, we changed it from title to description. All right, so let's change that, refresh the page. And we're not getting any description in there, and that's because I need to change it here as well. DESC description. Nice. So now I can send through the description as a query parameter, and we also want to put in there the episode number. We want that to be dynamic too. Then we can just put in here params. Sorry, it's just episode number. Do that, and it works. Okay, cool. So now we've got something that we can work with. Next thing we want to do is make it so that we're sending those query parameters through on the endpoint. And that's, I just need to know how to actually do that inside of my code. So cool. Actually, no, I know how to do this because Laravel's got this awesome array thing. So let's go to Laravel helpers. And I know they've got this special array helper. Array helpers, here we go. That allows you to take like a associative array and turn it into a query string. I believe it's literally just query. Yep, there it is. I can take an associative array and just turn it into a query string. So let's do that. And that code is going to have to be in Tinkerwell because this is where we're playing around with it. Now I should be able to just come down here and say use array. And then I can say query is equal to array, and this is going to be a query string. And now So when we implement this, all I'll have to do is pass through description like that and say, this is my cover image. And then let's do episode number first. Episode number, I think it's just episode in our example. And let's set that equal to, I don't know, 52. Now, let's call that query string. So it's a little bit clearer what it is. And take that bad boy for a test drive. I like this syntax better. This. One of the things I like about PHP, I like that you can do this kind of syntax really easily. Not as easy with other languages. What do I get back here? So I just get the query string, I don't get the question mark. So I need to put that in manually. I was checking the docs there. I was pretty sure that might be the case. Let's go back. No, where is it? Tinkerwell, there we go. So we want to make sure we've got a question mark at the end here and then the query string. So let's hit that endpoint. Right, something's gone wrong. On line 8. We didn't put the comma in there. Refresh that. Like it's working. All right, and now let's open up that image again. And it worked. How cool is that? So internally, this is the code that I need. Or I guess technically it's like more all of this. But that's basically the code that I need to then save a cover image. And we'll probably add another layer of abstraction on top of that. So I'm going to consider that done. I've got everything I need to create the cover image, save it where I need it. That has been conquered. Next thing I'm going to do is handle video. So let's have a look at, I think it's Laravel FFmpeg. There's that, and we don't need that anymore. Sweet. This is a really cool thing that I found in bed this morning. I just woke up this morning, rolled over, and I was like, I wonder if there's an FFmpeg library. Found this, and oh my goodness, there is. So I'm very excited about this. Let's look at installation. So we literally just install it that way. That looks pretty straightforward. So let's say sail, and then composer require package. Oh no. Oh, is it going to be compatible with the current version of Laravel? To allow upgrades, downgrades. All right, latest commit is quite recent. Let's have a look at the latest release. And I just want to see if they have a release with Laravel 8 support. I mean, they must. Look how active this is. Yeah, Pascal seems to be constantly working on this, January, February, April. All right, so I'm just going to assume that this is more of a me problem. So let's just dig into the issues. Keep my search simple like this, and let's see if there's an open issue on it. There's no. The other thing I could do is actually read the error better. PB Media. Okay. All right, so maybe we just need to do a composer upgrade. So let's say sail composer upgrade. I think that automatically does a sail composer and a composer install as well, but we'll try running that ourselves when this is done. And so I'm hoping that might solve my issue. Let me just try and get to the crux of the problem though. So we require that version. satisfiable by anything between those two versions. And each version is being forced to something else somewhere down the chain. Anyway, that's done now. So now let's try running that install again. All right. So that's giving me the same problem. Let's just grab the satisfiable by part. That might be a good thing to search. Okay, so this guy's just deleted his composer.lock and then he's rerun that. Yeah, okay. Have a crack at that then. So we want to jump, we want to go to our composer.lock, delete that. And then he said, run this again. Let's get that running and hopefully it's going to fix our issue. That's going to go ahead and install everything. So it might take a little while. Otherwise, what else have we got? I'll dig a little bit deeper while that installs. Well, that's kind of sad to hear. Which one installed? We'll use. Okay. All right, looks like it installed successfully that time. Let's just continue on and assume it's all working and see what happens. So we'll go back to the code. Whoop. Do they have like a different version of the docs here? Or this is just a blog? Yeah, that's a blog. We'll stick with the docs. All right, so we got through that first step. Now let's add it to our providers. So we'll say app .php config, and I'll put this under packages, which with the capital P. Oh, where is it? Package service providers, so we'll add it in there. And then we've got our alias. And it starts with an F. A, B, C, D, E, F. G, H, I. Yeah, okay, so that's where it sits alphabetically. And then we want to publish the config. So let's grab that. We'll run sail and then the config file. Give that a second. And ffmpeg should now have a config file. Laravel ffmpeg config. There it is. Sweet. So that's ready to go. We don't have to worry about that. Now we can go straight to usage. So I'm just going to copy that and then just start playing around with that code to see if we can turn what we have into a video. So what I might actually do is, let's come back here. I don't need that code anymore, which is awesome. So I can just kind of keep this file though, because it's already connected to Docker. Whenever I start a new tab in Tinkerwell, I have to reset everything up. It's kind of annoying. So let's do this. We'll grab that and we'll throw it down here. Don't need that. We're not going to need that to create the video. And we'll change this from image path to video path. We probably won't need either of you. Let's use ffmpeg. And then we'll change that to test video.avi, I guess. Let's go with that. Or does it export it to its own location? No, I actually wrote text there. Test video dot. But can I pass that? The video path like this? I bet you I can. All right, so we're getting audio in. And then I'm hoping it's going to notice the AVI and automatically make it a video. Okay, so it looks like this is giving it a name, and we actually say the disk that it's going to. So let's go into Laravel and create a disk. We've already got one, I think, specifically for podcasts. So let's go to File Systems and Local Podcasts. And that's app/podcasts. Yeah, okay, so let's use that one instead. We'll come in here and say the disk is local-podcasts. And then we'll imagine that it's episode 1 / test video.avi. All right, I think that's right. I'm guessing export's telling us we're going to export it. And now we need to actually find the audio file. So let's come in here and get the audio file. $, audio, we'll call it clean audio file. Clean audio file, because there was a process where we actually cleaned it as well. I'll call this video file because it's not really just a part. Oh, actually, no, we're not doing that anymore, are we? Because we're doing this 2-disk part. So we don't need that anymore. And then we'll say app/ I guess podcasts / am I saying this right? Let's see. App podcasts 1 clean.wav. App podcasts 1. And then this is going to be clean.wav. Oh, okay. This is asking for the from disk. Man, I should have just read this from the top down. So we go to the local podcast disk. That puts us in the podcast directory. And then we can say 1 / clean.wav. This is nice. Okay, so it ended up being way cleaner than I thought it would be. We're saying we want to export it. We want to send it to that disk. But that's not the format I want. I don't want it to be an audio format. But that's all they're doing. I thought FFmpeg did video as well. Yeah, well, I know it does. Let's just see what that does out of curiosity. It'll probably give me an error, but it'll be fun to try. Executable not unable to load FFmpeg. Okay. Let's go into one of these files and have a look at how I might use it. Maybe web ffmpeg. Right, so that's one way you can import it through support. I think that might have been an importing issue. All right, it looks like the problem now is with this formatter. Let's try this. AAC. All right, so we might just use that at the top there. And then go new for that directly. Let's see if that happens. That works. Am I in the right project here? I believe I am. Let's just check we're in the right directory. My social, that's what we called it. We've got Docker, so let's enable that. Laravel test. Run it again. No, all right. So let's have a quick look at this. I think I have to right click and go copy when I'm using Tinkerwell. So let's try that and just, I guess, quickly check if there's any issues there. Make sure I didn't miss anything in installation. Don't think I did. And we'll come over to the issues here. Right. Weird. Maybe it's because I'm using Laravel Tinker. That might be causing some sort of a problem there. Which is why that's happening. So maybe we could search for Tinkerwell to see if anyone's had Tinkerwell related issue. It doesn't look like it. It's probably a me problem again. Make sure I haven't missed anything. Make sure that the app's just running okay as well. So let's comment out all of that. Just return a string. The app is running fine. This is, okay, so this is specifically converting an audio file. Let's just look for something that's more related to a video file, since that's what we want to do anyway. Yeah, I might stop this stream soon because this is going to be boring stuff now. This is going to be very much me trying things, them failing, and then me trying something else. No, not looking for that. No. Go files of tree. No. Maybe we'll look for something like image. We did install this, didn't we? I'm sure we did. Let's just come back again and double check. I can also go into my composer .json file. There it is there. Let's say sale composer install, just to double check that's installed properly. Yeah, it looks like it is. Go back to the error again. It doesn't seem to be finding this part here. So it's looking in Proton Media. Hang on, that doesn't look right. Man, there's something weird going on here. What is that class name? FFmpeg format audio AAC. Might have something to do with the fact that I'm trying to go from audio to video here. So let's find out what in format is. In fact, I want to get a little bit more of info about what's going on here. Just come down here so we get a little bit more, I guess, type hinting. Okay, so that's pretty sure that's correct. That's my podcast disk. Let's check that that is right. Local dash podcasts. We're opening from that disk, which is taking us to my podcast directory, one clean.wav. And then we're exporting it. And then we're going to, oh, maybe it's because the in format should not be audio. Let's try changing that to test video.wav. It's kind of a little test. No, okay, so maybe we could try hitting this in a route just to check if it is a Tinkerwell problem. So let's say, you know what, I'm just going to copy paste that. And we'll call this video test. And then we'll grab that, whack it in there. And then I'll come up here and say localhost. I think it's just localhost / video dash test. I'm going to load ffmpeg. Oh, all right. Whoops. ffmpeg. Oh, I did actually have it coming from there. So let's try this. All right, that's weird. Let's try again. No, okay, let's get rid of that. Start from scratch here. ffmpeg. We have a facade, so that should work anyway. Maybe I'm pulling in the wrong file here by pulling it from support, but I can't imagine that's the case. Unable to load ffmpeg. Maybe I need to have ffmpeg installed. Maybe it doesn't actually do some sort of an ffmpeg installation behind the scenes. That would be my next guess. All right, well, let's do some actions to make that happen then. See if that's the issue. I'm surprised they wouldn't have said that at the start of the docs though. Like these docs look really good, so maybe it's just assumed knowledge and I'm a bit of a dum-dum. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to go through all that. All right, let's give this a try. Sail shell, or we'll have to probably say root shell. And we want to install ffmpeg. There we go, that one's more modern. I'm guessing I can just use apt. Yep, we've already run an update very recently. Let's just run this. I've recently rebuilt my container properly, which removes all the repositories, which basically means that I need to come back into Docker here, jump into my Docker file. And since we're going to be playing around, I'm going to actually remove that. And we'll do an install of ffmpeg there. We'll call this ffmpeg. Right, so now that that's gone, and see what you wouldn't usually break it up like this. The reason I've broken it up in these different runs, it's going to take up more space on my computer, but it just means that I can play around with these settings a little bit more easy and not wait as long for Docker to build. Say that like I know. I don't actually know the way you're supposed to, quote unquote, supposed to do it. So now I can say sail down. Actually, I've used apt-get. Whoopsies. Doesn't matter, does it? But again. Let's get rid of that. And I'm not removing my repos list, so that should be fine. Let's run sail build again. Oh, you need to add the yes flag. What should we actually do anymore? I remember somebody telling me that we don't actually need the yes flag anymore. Sorts itself out. All right, maybe you do. looks like it's installing something now. So let's give that a little bit of time. All right, nice. So if that is the issue, then I imagine that this will solve it. Let me just drink some coffee. Oh, that's nasty coffee. I've been experimenting and I did not nail it this time around. Oh, shit. Disgusting. Oh, goodness. Whew. Just awful. Okay, cool. Looks like that ran. So let's say sail up in detached mode. And then I usually have to quit Tinkerwell and jump back into it when I restart Docker, unfortunately. Imagine I'll need that anymore. Always culling my tabs. It's really important to constantly cull your tabs. Same problem. All right. Anyway, I think I'm going to take a break here. Maybe do a stream later on. I'm going to start work soon, so probably not later on until like later tonight. But thanks to those of you that stuck around. I guess I'll keep plugging away at this problem and see if I can figure out how to get this one solved. But yeah, see you guys in the next live stream.